Hey guys, FilthyRobot here, starting another EU4 Korea campaign. We're going to try to incorporate a lot of the feedback that we got in our last campaign from Korea, see if we can right the mistakes that we made in the last playthrough, and see if we can put ourselves in a little bit better position. I really enjoyed the Korea game, quite honestly. It was quite a learning experience, a lot of bits of knowledge that I either thought I understood or didn't know I was missing. That came to light and that I didn't really understand. So I'm sure there will be lots more about this campaign, but I would like another attempt at Korea. So we're going to start from there again. I did find the difficulty setting I wanted, so we're going to do that. I really don't know what this means, except that it says the AI is more aggressive, which is interesting to me. And I don't really care about the bonuses the AI gets for monthly war exhaustion and things like that. I'm not so caring about that. What I do care about is I like the idea of an AI that's going to interact with me a lot, even in a negative way. And if I lose again, so be it. I don't really have any vested ego in winning or losing this game. All I really care about is getting better at it. And to do that for me requires playing, and it requires making mistakes, and it requires just putting the hours in essentially. So that sounds good to me. We're gonna grab that. We're gonna start as Korea again, and let's go ahead and jump into it. So play. We'll do Iron Man. I don't load and save anyway, so it makes no difference. We can call this YouTube 2. Korea 2, maybe? Maybe we call it Korea 2, just to rub in that fact. Alright, let's get going. So, similar plans this game, in a sense. My long-term goal, at least immediately from the get-go, my thought process, my long-term goal is I take out Ming. Maybe that doesn't happen, because there were some interesting suggestions about trying out colonization, which I've never done. I like the idea of in the early game aiming to take as much of this land as I can. But we'll see. We'll see where that comes down. I think it's going to depend a little bit on how alliances and things like that go. So let's start off getting things like rivals taken up. I don't know why I only have one rival slot. Maybe it only shows me based on the number projected. Like it shows me my maximum based on the number. So I can rival my neighbor over here, which I'm definitely going to do. I'm then going to embargo him because there's no reason not to. Shoot embargo. Okay. I am going to attempt an alliance with Ming. I'm not sure if it will work or not. Where is it? Offer alliance. No, they're not interested right now. Let's go take a look at our missions. I think there was one that was make Ming happy, which seems like a pretty decent one. Yeah, let's do that. Improve relations with Ming. Alright. Let's... there's an option for a royal marriage, and I think I'm interested in doing that. So Ming is currently sitting at a... I think if I understand correctly with royal marriages, the goal is to have... our guy die before their guy, I think. I think the reason why we went, and it's very possible I'm not remembering this correctly, but I think the rationale was essentially, if when one of the rulers dies, the royal marriage ends, and if it dies, if you're the older of the people entering that alliance, that royal marriage. If your ruler is the older of the rulers, your ruler is more likely to die first, which means that you're going to have an option when that occurs to not renew that, essentially based on some changing circumstances. Now that might be totally wrong, might be backwards, but I vaguely remember Arumba saying something about the relative age being important. But he's age 16. What are we age? We're age 20. Oh, that's our heir actually. So we are. I'm also age 46, and he is age 27, so we're older. I don't care either way, honestly. I'm going to try for this alliance. Last time it hurt us a lot not having it, so let's try to get a royal marriage here. For Ming, he said though, yes, cool. So we'll go ahead and confirm. I'm going to start improving relations with them, but I can't right now. Okay, it's annoying, but we'll do that when we can. I want to start a media. Oh man, maybe I took the wrong mission there. It would have been nice to get that free piece of. I could do that probably fairly quickly. Let's go begin fabricating over here. So let's build a spy network. Can't. Why not? Oh, because we did things with that. All right. I also want to start fabricating on Haxi. I guess I should look into some of these alliance webs that we didn't do so much last game. So let's take a look around here. Who are they? They're enemies with Yeren, and enemies with Korea, rivals with Haxi. There was someone who linked me the pronunciation of these. I may look that up again. I couldn't find the post again, which is kind of annoying. But I know I'm pronouncing these wrong. They're very, very strange way to pronounce these. But that's okay. Rivals, Kortion. Where's Kortion? Korson's around here too. I want all of this land. So who's Ming buddies with? It's just rivals with Japan. And how about the Orient? Not too sure about who I care about otherwise. I think I just want to start fabricating on the people I want to attack. And the last time, this whole area was super unstable. In other words, a lot of this territory kept changing ownership. So if that's the case, I don't think I want permanent alliances with any of these guys because I want to take them out. But I could maybe look here in enemies, enemies. Because they're all enemies with everybody else. Enemies, Barataya. I guess I could wait and see with that. But at the very least, let's start fabricating over here. Because they might have maps. And as we all know, the win condition in this game is to take as many maps as possible. We have a national decision. Last time we were dinged quite heavily for not taking this early, and I think there's some good rationale. Last time I had things I wanted to do with my money in the very early game, but I'm okay taking this nice and early. That's fine. Get that prestige flowing, so that's fine. Advisors, I would like advisors, particularly I would like military advisors, because what I'm probably looking to do is hitting our next tech, military tech, and then going to war. I think these guys are all tech 3, and it would be super nice to be tech 4 before I attack them. Yeah, so we could do that as well. Let's go do some of our income stuff while I'm thinking about whether or not I want advisors. First of those is I want our fleet. I have some decisions. There was a kind of cool suggestion about selling off our fleet. The thing is, if I remember correctly, there's a couple coastal forts around here. Let's see if we can look at fort mode. That's not a coastal fort, and that's Ming's land. But I think that was a coastal fort, the capital of Yeren. There's Japan over here, which might be a problem. Depends if I want this fleet or not. And I suppose I don't really want a ton of galleys anyways. I mean, galleys are good for inland seas, and we have inland seas, so that's decent. But I don't know if I want them right now. I think I might just try to sell them off. Just, if nothing else, to try that. So let's go take a look at if I can try selling our ships. Can't send another. It's kind of obnoxious that doing anything takes your diplomats away. But okay, that's fine. So we can't sell ships quite yet. We can mothball the ships though, I assume. Let's do that. And last time, I still don't really understand the difference between privateering and trading. And protecting trade. So there are two kind of interesting suggestions that I liked, and I could see this on the trade mode right now. So these are my provinces, and they are part of the Beijing trade node. And this is the trade node that I'm currently selected on. This is the Nippon trade node. There's something to be said about, I would like to boost up the power of these trade nodes, right? And I'm going to take over another trade node. I'm going to take over, at some point, I'm going to take over the Girin trade node, which would be great. Or get access to that anyways, have provinces that are around that, and there's a center of trade right there. Is this a center of trade one too? Coastal center of trade, yeah. There were some suggestions in the comments about moving my center, my main trading post to one of these areas so I could get direct access to Beijing. Just doesn't really feel like that great of an idea right now. The relative values of this don't seem hugely different. So we have one trader. He is in, I thought, this is not a landlocked nation because all of these are part of that trading node. It's actually a huge trading node. But we are directing trade down to the node we're collecting out of. That seems fine to me. And our second guy is where? In Beijing collecting. I think that's fine too. I think we're going to go pirate the Beijing node. So I guess I could look at what the tooltips tell me and see if any of these are actually. So if I protect trade, and I can protect here for 0.19 profit, it tells me. Or I can privateer. And I can do that in, it says it's exactly the same. Or I can privateer, where is this? I can privateer down here for more profit, supposedly. Well, based on just those numbers, this is the most profit to get. So let's go privateer down here. Alright, mothballed fleets. We can go take a look at our army. I don't have immediate plans. I want to fabricate some claims. I don't think we start with any claims. I think that's the correct one, right? So let me just double check. There's no... Yep. Okay. So I don't start with any claims. I think I'm going to go ahead and stop paying that army right now. Let's turn down army maintenance. There's some interesting suggestions about selling some forts. I don't know how to do that. So this is my capital. It gets a fort. This is a fort. I don't really want a fort down here. I mean, I suppose if Japan starts invading me, it would be useful to have a fort down here, but not all that useful. This is a grassland fort too. I don't really like grassland forts, so I think I might try to sell this. I don't know if I can do that. Is that a building? I mean, I think it was a building to build. There's the castle. Maintenance 1. Yeah, but how do I sell? Destroy castle. I'm going to do that this game. I didn't use it last time. Did it cost me anything? Is there like an actual sell? Alright, that's fairly easily done. I do want to hold on to this one for now. This one at least is in defensive terrain, which means that when I relieve a siege on a fort, I get that defensive terrain bonus. And it's kind of in my frontal areas right now, but I'm also going to turn off maintenance on that right now. And I'm going to turn off maintenance on this right now. And see if we can make a little bit of money as this is happening. Let's go back to the political map mode. And about advisors. So I do want to get going on the tech again. Don't remember, I think it was, I don't remember which one it was that gave me, does it tell me what the next one does? It tells me the next one, but not the one after that. I can't remember which of these was the one I needed. I'm not quite ready to set up that. I think I'm going to grab advisors. Oh, let's do estates first while I'm thinking of it. So, very low influence. Not that low though. We have 47 influence on the nobility. It would kind of be nice to just pump them up to 50 and grab military points out of them. And I could even do that by grabbing a general. What are my estates looking like in terms of who has what? So I do have estates that are given to people that I don't really want given to them. But I can't get rid of it until a year from now. Year from now. Year from now. Okay, I want to give the Merchant Guild, I'd like to give them the, I want to give them this province, because it has my estuary and it has my center of trade right now. And I want to, and what does it do for that? There is something it does to this which is interesting. It gives the local trade power bonus, right? Yeah. So that would be pretty damn useful. But there was something I wanted to do. I wanted to take interactions from them, I believe. There was F1, F4. So merchant guilds, I can get 29 ducats, which is pretty minimal, but I'm not sure that I'm going to get their influence up high enough to do anything useful without it. And the next breakpoint is 50. So I'm not too worried about just asking for a contribution. They'll lose 10 loyalty, but they'll still be loyal and it will trend up from that, which is fine. And if I grant them another province, they'll be even more loyal, so that's totally fine. Let's take a look at the nobility. I'd like to demand military support, but I want to do it once it's over 50. I could do that by granting them a province, but I don't want to do that quite yet. I could give it by granting a general. I'm tempted to do this. It is a little bit early, for that because I'm not going to be ready to go for war for a couple years here, which means my general ages, but I want to start the ticking of the demand military support, and I don't really want to call a diet because I don't want to give them the 10 free influence for no cost. So none of these, well, that actually does remove loyalty. Put them down to 30. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should go this way. All right, let's call diet. I'll bring them up to 60, and then I'll bring them down to 40, and it'll trend back to 50, and they'll just end up gaining 10 influence out of it, which is a little bit annoying. I suppose not that big a deal. Okay, then let's go ahead and take their military power. All right, and the clergy, I want to do something similar. I need to get them up over 50 influence. I don't care about, I mean, I'm fine to give them the loyalty, and it's not that interesting. Seek support, lose prestige and legitimacy. They gain loyalty and influence. Or I could just give them influence. I'm probably not going to employ these guys. But giving them influence here means I get more points out of them. Put them at 55 for the clergy. I only need them at 50 though. But I do want that. I want these monarch points right now. So which of these? I don't want the minister quite yet, and I'm a bit worried about the, I'm going to be gifting the clergy land pretty early because it helps with the unrest. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to support the clergy. And then I'm going to take administrative power. All right. Merchant guilds, I'm just going to take that. Am I going to take the contribution now? Could grant them the monopoly charters. We'll give them an influence bump. I do want influence on them. It's probably good to do this as soon as I can, although it falls off, so it doesn't really matter when I do it. Just is going to give them increased influence and increased loyalty. Okay. Let's try this first. Let's give them this estate. All right. Quite loyal now. I guess I don't have to give them that influence bump right now. Now, what is my benefit for getting that trade efficiency? Because their loyalty is over 60, right? I don't need that contribution, but it's going to trend down immediately. Oh, I can get diplomatic support out of them now because they're, what was this? Because their influence went over 30. Yeah, that's better than the cash every single time. Do I just pull that out of them right now? They'll lose 20 loyalty, go down to 40, and trend back up to 50. I only gain 50 diplo power, but 50 is better than nothing. So let's do that. Okay, that's fine. So these are all trending up. All right, looks good. I want to then begin. So we can look at the traders, but I think the traders are doing roughly what I want them to do right now. There's a lot of confusing stuff about the trade, and it still remains fairly confusing for me. I'm just going to at the moment assume that tooltips are mostly correct. And since we're collecting out of here, I'll consider collecting out of Beijing later. I'll consider moving it later, but I don't really think I want to do that with the center, coastal center of trade, right? So if I look at that modifier is local development cost minus 5%, local trade power plus 10%, local sailor modifier I don't give a shit about, naval force limit plus 2, and institution spread plus 10%, local trade power plus 10. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how much that exactly influences this. If I look at my trade power in this area, Korea has 19%, and this is us here. My trade power is 46, so we get 10 of that. So almost, I mean, that's a pretty big chunk of our 46 is that 10, right? Privateers are 21.3% efficient here. Yeah, I don't know. Should I be privateering there then? Doesn't matter. We'll let it be for that. Okay, let's try to unpause and actually get a little bit of progress here. But I think that's the basic stuff we want to start with. Let's move the game speed up to 3, and I want to start sending out offers as soon as I can. Ooh. Ming did not take our royal marriage. Said no. You know, it told me yes. It's kind of annoying. Korshin and my major adjacent enemy just entered into a military alliance. Caradel entered a military alliance with these guys too. That's quite annoying. So he's picked up 2 allies. Okay. When can I send them more stuff? Why did they accept that? Positive, negative. We need 1 more positive than negative. That's super obnoxious. Okay. So we got to build up relations there. Can we send them now a diplomat? No. Till 12th of December. Okay. Well, perhaps what I do is I start being buddy-buddy with Yaren. I don't really want to do that. Who's Carla? Carla Dell's a little guy over there. Who's Mongolia with? It's a vassal of Orient. Thing is, I kind of want to kill all these people. I suppose I could start building relations with Japan, but I don't really want to do that anyways because Ming doesn't like them. I kind of want to be buddy-buddy with Ming, at least in the early game. I could start fabricating here. That'd be fine. I can't send one in there, and I really don't know what to do with this 3rd diplomat already. Enemies. Haven't met the guys. I'd like to. That's who I'd like to build relationships with. Maybe I build a spy network with Korshin and then steal their... Try to steal access to the other guys, maybe? Or just wander up there, I suppose, would be another thing I could do. Still seems very challenging for me to meet people in fog. It seems very, very slow to get fog going, and I'm not going to be able to steal maps for ages yet, which is, of course, the best part of this game. So that would be very unfortunate. Okay, so let's flip-flop on that a little bit. By the way, what am I making per month right now? If I look at my actual income, my economy, making 3.9 a month, which is quite a lot. I kind of want those advisors. Yeah, let's do it. So we can get a national unrest modifier. That seems pretty decent. Yearly inflation reduction also seems decent, but I think we're going to go with the national unrest. We know that's going to be something we're going to be dealing with once we start taking land, and I do have plans to take land. He's a little bit older. It's the only downside. But I like him. Let's grab him. Okay. Let's take a look over here. Diplomatic reputation seems useful. And spy network construction. They both seem useful to me. I'm not sure I know what diplomatic reputation does. Opinions, so diplomatic actions, economy, technology, ideas, trade, missions and decisions, ability and expansion. Is there going to be someone that talks to me about anything fun? No? Damn, I'm not entirely sure what that stat does. I mean, just guessing it's going to have to do with relations between countries, of course, but I'm not sure. So maybe it will help me be more positive with Ming sooner. That's my hope, is what it does. I'm sure I will be explaining what it does eventually in comments, which would be great, or I can ask a room if I think about it. We'll try that. And then finally, reinforce speed. Not that useful. Discipline, somewhat useful. Let's grab that. So we do have 3 level 1 advisors now. Did take a big chunk of our change to do that, but monarch points are very valuable. So let's get those going. I don't have that free guy. I'm just going to start fabricating in here. That's fine. Possibly in there as well, but I can't do that yet. So let's improve relations with somebody. Does it matter much of who we're improving relationships with? I guess I'm not quite ready for attacking Yaren, so maybe I could improve relationship there temporarily. There, at least. Negative to the guys that I want to fight. Alright, we're waiting till the 12th of December, right? Yes. I want to try selling I mean, I could try... I guess I could raise relations over here. All right. A little bit of time tick away. All right. Got a trait on our leader. Could think about selecting this right now if I have a strong sense of what I want early. I kind of do. I kind of want to go military early. Kind of want to do military focus. We have amazing stats. 655 is so good. Too bad he's old. This guy's terrible. So we will at some point try to get rid of him. There was something someone was telling me I could take like a prestige hit to get rid of that. Okay, I think I am going to select military. I do want to go to war relatively early. I want to start taking over this land. The only thing I want to do in the meantime, and I want to get the next military tech before I do that. I want to do one military tech ahead of them while I'm fighting them. So let's do that. Let's select military. Okay, I may regret that in a little bit, but we'll see. The sooner I select it, the sooner I can change off of it. So TikTok. I want to sell some boats. Oh, we're past the time I wanted. Okay. Let's pull back our guy from Japan. All right. They supposedly are still up for a royal marriage. We just offered, but they said no. I don't know what's changed. I want to do this, so let's try it again. I mean, I'm not sure why they said no last time when it was royal marriage was yes. If I look at that, Korean diplomatic reputation +9, Ming's opinion about Korea. Both countries are the same religion. Neighbors +5. It says they're going to accept here. So let's try the royal marriage again. Okay, our queen consort is quite a bit better than our. Wow, this is actually an awesome stats. 354 is pretty good. Okay, that's cool. I want to improve relations with them. We can't until 30th of January, so we got a month to do this still. So we will come back here and send back to Japan. All right. This fort is off right now, right? Yes. Okay. Keep ticking away. Start fabricating claims as soon as we can. Let's recall our diplomat. Begin improving relationships. I want to offer an alliance as soon as we can. They're pretty close too. Positive 52, minus 54. Okay. All right. So if I were to offer alliance, when can I do that from? Can't send another to the 4th of March. So there's no point in pulling our guy back quite yet. Meanwhile, we'll just keep fabricating. Try to hit some of these missions. Keep our monarch points rolling in. Feels fine right now, honestly. Could even, I think I want to save a little bit of cash. We're making positive money. Not a lot. We're making a little bit of positive money, which is great. I want to sell these ships off too, but until I have like 10 things I want to do with Ming, and then I want to try to sell him some ships too. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but I'm not going to be fighting him anytime soon, so perhaps. Okay, these two have just gone to war, Yaren and Haxi, which is not pronounced anything like Haxi. It was something unbelievably weird, I think. That's fine. They're going to war. That's great. When was it I could send an alliance offer? No diplomat, so I can do it now, though. Just hit the first. I could bring back my diplomat in Yaren. Okay, could offer an alliance. We'll see if the next tick of improving relationships does it. Korea is threatened by Japan. Ming's opinion about Korea. Royal marriage +10. Korean diplomatic reputation +9. Korean army strength, neutral attitude, and Korean navy. Well, unfortunately, it's not going to change too much. Let's see if that 1st of April did anything. At least one more positive. Korean Ming opinion about Korea is +16. That didn't change, huh? All right, well, we can't do that quite yet. have to pay attention to that number as much as we can. But that, however, is all I can do for the first episode. So again, I know we're playing Korea, and we just played Korea, but we're going to try it again, see if we can do a little bit better. So thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon.